We're headed to Ghana. Oh, yeah.
I need you to be serious one time.
Babe, you're the one like cracking me up every single time.
I be trying to be serious. I don't be trying to joke around.
He can.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello.
This is Marvin.
And Amber.
And we're with the Family O. So, guys, by the time you guys see this, we will be halfway across the world in Ghana, West Africa. Specifically the city of Accra,
which is the capital of Ghana.
So we are super excited to bring you this travel edition of Conversations Before Bed. So getting started, guys, as you see, we have a lovely prop right here. This is actually a real piece of luggage that we're using. Well, babe got it because she felt like we were going to need it.
We do, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna need it, babe.
Okay.
We have a set of luggage already that we recently bought. I don't know, like, was it for our last trip or the trip before last, maybe? Because we needed new luggage because ours was beat up from all the travel. But seeing that we were gonna be gone for such a long time this time, we decided to get a bigger luggage, and we had to carry all of Liberty's milk and her food and our snacks and everything.
So American tourister, if you'd like to cut a check, gladly accept it, and we can call this a sponsored post.
And he's for real.
And I'm for real.
Yeah.
Send that check.
So you guys, we want to start out by first of all telling you guys why we're going on this trip. So November 15th, we are celebrating our 8th wedding anniversary.
8 years of marriage.
Yes, and we are so excited. We travel every single year somewhere. And so this year we decided we wanted to go to Africa. So that's why we're going. And so we it has been, first of all, the whole thought of going to Africa is just even crazy that we're going as people of color. Babe's been before, but this is my first time and Liv's first time and all of our first time going together. So we're just so excited and just are so thankful to God for this opportunity. So we had a lot of interesting things that we came across, some things we did not know as it relates to traveling across the country. We've been out of the country before, but in different ways, like on a cruise ship, and then we flew to Jamaica one time. But this was completely different. So we want to start first by talking about, I guess, kind of the process that we went about, which was with our passport that we got, I guess, 2 years ago, I think now?
Yeah, and the primary objective of this video is to give you guys some keys that social media will not tell you. Because as we know, there's a lot of pages that show you how beautiful it is to travel and just all these exotic destinations, but they don't tell us how you get there and how you can save money in the process.
That's right.
So yes, we got our passports about 2 years ago. We got it for a cruise.
We got it because we wanted to start traveling internationally, but we used it for the first time on our cruise. So, and I just have to add something. So, Babe and I, before Liv was even here, had been talking about getting our passports. Babe had his, like I said, previously because he had traveled out of the country with his family to Nigeria. But
which is where I'm from.
Yes. But what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. So just years and years we talked about getting our passports and we just never did, and for different reasons. And so finally we got them, like Babe said, 2 years ago. So
we figured like if we got it, well then that means we would have to use it and actually go somewhere out of the country, because we've been all up and down the Caribbean, Mexico. I mean, we've been to virtually every part of the Caribbean, virtually, and we wanted to make that leap across the Atlantic. So we're super excited. The process was pretty intense, but thanks to a little due diligence on our part, we were able to get it done. Where you want to start specifically?
So let's start with our passports, like kind of the process of how we did that, going through the post office and all of that.
So many of you may know that the passport process is still a pretty old school method. It's not something that you can go online, click a button, and get your passport in 2 weeks. You literally have to go get an application, a paper application, walk your behind to the post office. Or I think some offices.
You can go to certain offices. Yeah, we even have one here in Houston. It was in downtown, but we chose a post office because it was closer to where we live.
Where we live, yeah, because we're in a suburb of Houston, and so it's a really intense, strenuous and stressful process because you have to make an appointment to come down there and talk to an individual that they have at the airport. That they have at the post office. That's assigned to deal with like passport situations and applications. But thankfully, the young lady that we met was very helpful. She helped us, once we got in, with the post office, it just really depends on the individual that you get. Because a lot of times, a lot of those people have been there a very long time. They don't like their jobs, and they remind you that they don't like their job in how their, the customer service is. But we got blessed with a nice lady that really helped us with the process. She sat us down. We had Liv with us. Liv was a little over 1 year old at the time, so she was much, much younger, and she really just helped us, do everything we need to do. Of course, we needed to get pictures taken, and we got that done in Walgreens, and CVS does it as well. They're one of the cheaper places to get it done. We came with our money order because I believe it was $110, something around that, to get a passport. Mine had expired completely because, as Babe said, I hadn't been back since 2001, 2002. So I think it has about a 10-year period that if you don't renew it, it expires. So basically, we sent that with our money order off to Atlanta or wherever the passport office, the federal passport office is.
You know what? It actually, remember, it came back from Houston. So I think it went to the downtown office.
Downtown, okay. Yeah, so we had our passports, and that was just one piece of the puzzle, and that was it. So,
And I just want to add to what Babe was saying is that when you have children, smaller children that are trying to get the passports, it's very important that both of the parents are there. In our case, both of us had to be there, and if one of us could not be there, then I think it was acceptable if you wrote a note or something like that. But Babe just went on and just took off, and we just all went together so we could get that done. And then Babe mentioned about the passport lasting for 10 years, but with young children, it expires after, is it 5 years? I think
about 5 years.
Yeah, because kids change so much. So that's another interesting thing as well. So now we're gonna move and fast forward to us deciding, okay, for this anniversary, we're gonna go to Africa. So we knew that we probably would need to get some type of entry into the country, which in this case we need to get our visa. So in that particular case, we were really blessed, you guys, because I had been calling and trying to get through to the Ghana embassy for weeks. I'm talking about weeks. And then one day it's like God was just telling me, try to dial such and such number, and see if Houston has something. And I found a number. So that was associated with the embassy. And so then fast forward to, we've already, booked our flight and everything. This was way months back earlier in the year. And what happened, and we were still trying to get in contact with the embassy because we had already went online and saw that, okay, we have to make sure that we get our visa such and such days before time. So we couldn't do it when we booked our flight earlier in the year. So once it got closer to time, I think, which was last month, October, is when we started getting back, trying to figure out, okay, how can we get our visas? So then by this time, we had been blessed to meet this lady at our hotel where we're going to be staying in Ghana that was able to give us some information. And so when she gave Babe the information, then it turned out that the same place that I had been looking into was this exact same place. So that was such a blessing. But y'all, the funny thing about it is that they do rush visas, and so we didn't need a rush visa. We had plenty of time, but we were so blessed that we were able to still get our visa done through this company.
Yeah, and the rush visas, that's the money maker for a lot of these embassies, is because people gotta make it to the country by a certain time. And so they'll be willing to pay whatever because they bought their ticket. So it can't be that much more expensive than a ticket or and so on, so they'll pay that fee. But in our instance, like Babe said, you know, we weren't in a rush because we're super planners, so we had this stuff squared away months in advance. And so typically the lady told us that she would have preferred us to go down to the normal big city location, but you know, she went ahead and helped us out, even though she said she wasn't making no money. Like, lady, if you don't send this stuff off, but the visa process was not that stressful. You know, it wasn't a lot to it. You know, we just had to bring our passports with us. We had to bring the embassy, the visa fee, which I believe was $80 a person or something like that.
Why can't I remember? It was $60.
60.
Yes, 60 per person.
Because it was 180.
180 total. Yeah, that's right. So it wasn't very expensive at all. We had to bring Liv's a copy of her birth certificate. The application for the visa, we had to, and on the application it was quite interesting because you had to include like a few references, like
in the country.
In the country that you were staying. So we had to include where we were staying. We could use that address, and then the other thing was the what was it? The embassy there in Ghana. So we included that, and then we also had to include you know, like how much money we were going to bring with us, which was quite interesting.
So I wanted to see, you know, exactly how you know, much more money we were going to need to spend. And I was hoping, okay, well, at least the vaccine part is going to be something that, you know, we have insurance, so we should be good on that because it's, you know, it's just vaccine. Just go to our doctor and get the vaccine,
and that's it.
Well, what social media doesn't tell you, and I'm talking to you, social media, because you guys and your hashtags and your travel hacking and all this stuff, you know, we had no earthly idea that vaccines are not covered at all by most insurance companies because they see it as, I think the nurse said to us, leisure and luxury. Well, if you can afford to travel, you should be able to afford vaccine. No, you know, but we had to pay complete out-of-pocket price for the yellow fever vaccine for 3 people. We didn't get no kids discount or kids get shots for free. None of that. So in addition to that, we had to get the malaria prescription. So our doctors, we have the same family doctor, and so what he explained to us was that, well, he doesn't give the shots, you know, or else he'd do it for us, and you know, we have to pretty much go to, you know, somewhere else. And he recommended like some clinics and stuff like that. And places like that are not your primary care physician, in most instances, you're going to pay a lot of out-of-pocket copay just to see someone.
To tell you what you need to take.
So, you know, that was pretty frustrating. And it wasn't like there was a shortage of places that you could go to get the shot. But the thing is that they were all very expensive for the yellow fever. I'm talking about upwards of $250.
Total, because that included the visit, the consultation, and then the actual shot in itself is over $100, well over $100.
I'm like, I might as well just get sick. Come on back and let my insurance pay to fix me and make me feel better. But I mean, I just was like, Lord Jesus. So, you know, my babe was doing a fantastic job because, you know, I'm working, so I work very long days, and so, you know, I'm normally the guy that searches for a lot of things pertaining to, you know, financial type of stuff, but I just didn't have the time to do it, and so babe stepped in and stepped up, of course, in addition to taking care of Liv, and was really doing research for places that we could go to get shots, because it's not like it was like one website that you could go to that's list everywhere that you can get a shot with the price that you pay for it, like a price line or something like that for shots. That would be a bad idea, a business idea. Some hustler out there, if you can find a place where you can where you can get shots and the prices and people can just price match, that would be fantastic.
That's a good idea, babe.
But anywho, so we basically we found one place and it was like called Passport Health. I think it's like the main go-to place that people go get shots from that are going abroad. And you know, they were willing to do it. A lot of places would not give Liv a shot because she's 3 years old, and they're like, well, you got to be like 9 or something in order to get a shot. So that was a headache because only this place would do it, and they were a more expensive option for us. But thankfully, we found that the city of Houston, again, it isn't readily posted, but a lot of people were telling us, well, look to see what the local, you know, city government, you know, what they can provide. And so we found it for, you know, a much cheaper price, and for all three of us, we didn't have to pay for a doctor visit. We just went to the place, paid for the shot. The shot was about $150.
This one was like $180. 155 or 160?
Yeah, it was like 150. It was 153.
Oh, 150. Okay.
Yeah, about 153.
You know what I'm thinking about the passport health. That one was 180. You're right. Okay, yeah, you're right. So so it was like 155 per person. Yeah. And the great thing about it also was that Liberty, they did family, you know, shots. You know, because some of the clinics for some reason would do only adults, and then some would do adults with kids. So
And thankfully, again, as I indicated, that you know, your insurance won't cover the cost of the shots. But the cool thing about it is that, you know, we recently, after we had Liv, and we knew that, you know, Liv was going to be our only child, I switched our insurance to the high deductible or the HSA type of insurance, where you pay a little bit more per time, but if you're in general good health and you don't need to go to the doctor often, it's a much more cost-effective option for you if your job offers it. So with the health savings account, that really helped with the cost of the shots, because of course, if you're working and your employer offers you an HSA, they're making contributions, you know, that they deduct from your paycheck tax-free, and as long as you use it for medical expenses, you know, you don't pay any taxes on that money, and we just use that money to cover the cost of the shots.
That's right.
So it's kind of a way to kind of hack the fact that the the health insurance does not pay for it, to actually have them pay for it by using your HSA dollars that normally you'd have been taxed on. So,
that's really good. And then also, Babe had the ideal of, because as it related, we needed to get, first of all, we thought we had to get a malaria shot, and then somebody said about a pill, so we was confused about that. We was like, is it a shot or is it a pill? And then everyone kept saying, it's a pill, you get a prescription for the pill.
I think it used to be a shot.
Yeah, I guess it used to be a shot. And so Babe called our doctor and asked if our doctor could write us a prescription for the malaria shot, versus us going to the other place, and they said that the malaria prescription was included in the visit, but
it's not.
Yeah,
I mean, the prescription, but not the actual pill.
Yeah, the pill is not included. And then we contacted Liv's pediatrician, and she was able to write us a prescription as well. So it all like really worked out, because the initial place we were going to go, that we had to pay the extra money, even though they were giving us a prescription or whatever have you, we didn't have to worry about paying that extra, you know, upfront copay. We were just able to go to the Houston, the city of Houston, to get our yellow fever, and then we got our prescriptions from our doctors for free. And then we were able to go do that. And then like they had already, I had spoken with them to see like how much does it cost per pill. You guys, these pills can like, here anyway, could be like $10 a pill. And if you need, like in our case, we need like 19 pills, so it's like $190 for this prescription. But God worked that out as well. And when Babe, I'm laughing because when Babe came back with the prescription, and I was like, well, how much was it? And I looked at it, and he was like, oh, it was such and such amount. I was like, really, babe? I said, this is awesome. And he was like, I'm like, no, trust me. Because when I spoke with the people at the pharmacy already, just to get an idea of how much our pills would be, then they had told me, like, the pharmacist actually said the pills are $10 per pill.
But that was probably without insurance.
Without insurance, yes. So, and I was just like, oh, Jesus, help us, Lord. You know, because like I said, we were... You know how it's like you don't even know you should know a certain thing. Like we just assume like, oh, you know, we're good. We got insurance. We don't have to worry about any of this, you know. So, but God really blessed us when it came to the malaria pills, and that was good. So. And
again, you know, we're thankful that because we have the health savings account, and please look into that if you're in general good health. you're not pregnant or planning on getting pregnant, look into going to the cheaper, I believe it's the PPO option, where you have a higher deductible, because again, typically your job will stuff a nice amount of cash in the health savings account in addition to what you contribute yourself. And if you're in good health and you really don't get sick very often, it can be a much cheaper option for you, you know, as far as insurance is concerned. And then, like Babe was saying, I was saying, at least we get reimbursed for the cost of these very expensive medications.
Exactly. And also, don't be alarmed if you do end up having a health savings account at your type of work or whatever have you. You know, normally you would pay like a co-pay with the other type of insurance, where you might go in and pay like $20 or $25 or whatever have you, but you're paying a higher monthly charge for your insurance. With this particular plan that we're on, I may go to the doctor and it might be $100 for the visit, but then the monthly that's coming out of our account is not that much at all. So it really is a better deal, even though it looks like, gosh, my visit was $100 versus the $20, but you're not paying that much per month. So that means you're bringing home more money into, you know, when you get paid. So yeah, because I was asking Babe when he first brought it to my attention, like, what do you think about doing this? And I was like, okay, explain it to me again. And I said, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. So
so again, you know, do your due diligence, you know, as it relates to traveling abroad. Do we recommend traveling abroad?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. We are super excited.
Yes, we are.
Again, you know, by the time you see this, we would have been through the election. So we know who our next president is. So we might not be coming back, to be honest with you.
Oh,
but
Lord.
No, but seriously, you should have seen the Daily Moves where we saw the presentation that the gentleman did. I think his name was Chinua Gray. I'll put his social in right below me right now. But and I'll put the link to the Daily Move right about now, that you can see you know how that was. He did a presentation at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, which is just a fantastic historic. It's a church. In addition to, they have an education center that has just fantastic African history. They've got an African Holocaust museum inside of the center. It's fantastic.
It's really good. Yeah.
So, anyways, the first Saturday of every month they have a Buy Black marketplace. And so many of you guys know that, you know, we've talked about, you know, incorporating spending money with people that look like us, in addition to spending money elsewhere. And so this is a great opportunity for anyone that wants to just get involved in supporting Black businesses. And of course, if you're watching this, we appreciate you supporting us and by watching this video. So an international adapter is what we need for Ghana, in addition to where we're laying over, which is going to be in Europe. And so we had no earthly idea the kind of adapter that we're going to need for Ghana, because a lot of them will say, I mean, we pick like 2 or 3 versions of them. And so with Ghana specifically, we didn't know if they went off of the South African adapter. And when we're talking about adapter, we're talking about the electricity. When you go out of America, the current and the voltages that are used on the eastern part of the hemisphere is a lot different than western. And so our plugs will work, but we just have to run it through the adapter for the particular country that we're in. And so this is the one that we found, and this is an all-in-one universal adapter. It was $9.97 at Walmart. We bought another more expensive one because we really didn't know. We couldn't get specific information on which one is going to be the most accurate for Ghana. Because this one has different prongs for depending on what part of the world you're in, but it covers U.S., Britain, European appliances, Middle Eastern, South African, Asian, Caribbean. I mean, it's just like multiple prongs depending on what country that you're in. So our particular prong, or Ghana goes by the UK, Ireland, Hong Kong, Singapore outlet. At least that's what I've been told by a contact that we have in Ghana. So we just got this all in one. It covers every part of the world. So it was super cheap compared to some of the more expensive adapters that are out there. And we're just going to give this a go. And the hotel we're staying at, they have adapters as well. But since we'll be doing layovers and stuff like that,
we wanted to be covered, had it covered.
Yeah.
And y'all, what's interesting is like when we went to, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sound Moon. We actually did a video on that showing.
You'll see it right about now.
Yeah, it's a really cool shop. And actually, it's funny. I first heard about it with my mom. My mom would go in Dallas all the time, and so we ended up getting one here in Houston. I think we have two maybe. But anyway, we went the other day and we found this gentleman. Oh my goodness, he was so helpful. Like he was really trying to help me figure out which adapter we needed. So I ended up Googling some information and found some I guess how would you call it? They're adapters, but I know you have to show a picture because I can't really explain, but you guys know how like when you're trying to plug something into the wall, basically it has like, usually if it's a let's just say if it's a 3-part socket, I guess you have like maybe one here, one there, and one up here, or it may be in the reverse. Okay, so I didn't realize that that's what we were looking for. We're looking for something that has to have the same shape. So it may be, there were some, I know with Ghana, I think it's like a straight one at the top and then it's side hook here and a side there. I mean, it's really confusing. It kind of looks like a happy face, like an upside down happy face, I guess, or a little face. It's so many different ones, you guys. And so we were just looking and looking and looking, and finally we found some. And then upon, as Babe was saying, upon talking to our contact, we were able to kind of verify, okay, yes, this is what we found. And I mean, y'all, it was just so interesting. So we're just like, we want to make sure we're prepared. So we're able to use our phones and able to take pictures and video and, record for you guys. So, I mean, very interesting.
It's been a hot mess. It really has been. But
it's been fun.
Yeah, and then this is the first time. So, of course, after this particular trip, we'll be pros. We definitely know this won't be our last time in Africa. To say that, it's a trip that you have to make, specifically if you are of African descent, you got to go back to the motherland. And I always get super confused. I keep hitting this tree right here. I always get super confused when I see well-off celebrities that talk about how they've never been to Africa, but partying in the south of France or some other place. I'm like, if you're gonna celebrate life, you definitely should try to make it a priority to go to Africa, because it's super cheap. It's going to be about in line with whatever you pay to go to Paris or London or whatever. It's about that same price, and it might even be cheaper depending on the part of the year.
Yeah, that's true, depending on that. And obviously, as Babe just mentioned, some of those places, we're gonna make it there too, but we wanted to, for our real first experience, like I said, we've been, other places and, different islands and stuff like that. Yeah, up and down the Caribbean, but we really wanted to just really go across the world. And we just thought, we always said this, we got our passport, we want that first place to be, our homeland, Africa, where we're from, so I think a lot of times when you think about traveling and stuff, you don't really think, oh, let me go vacation in Africa, But you guys, I mean, we've watched videos, we saw pictures. I mean, I follow so many different things related to Ghana, like on my Instagram account, and it's a beautiful place. And I feel that you really don't know until you step out and you go visit these places. You just don't know what these places have to offer. So we are just so excited. Like I'm really trying to be calm right now while talking to you guys, because I can't believe it's so close. I remember when we first purchased tickets, and it's like, now here we are.
But like I said, the moment you guys are watching this video, we are already there. So, keep up with us on our social, Instagram. That should show right now. Keep up with us there. Follow us on Instagram stories at _family_O. And we're super excited. So we always make sure that we document all of our travel experiences. As you guys know, we have a whole section on our YouTube channel dedicated to some of the places that we've been to. So you'll see a link. You'll see a couple. You guys have probably seen a couple links as we've been talking.
Yeah.
But we're getting better with this YouTube thing. About to wrap up right now. But check it out right now. That's our travel playlist for our current videos. And until next time, we appreciate you rocking with us for this travel episode of Conversations Before Bed. Again, travel is everything. So take advantage of it, guys. It's always a great idea to shift your energy to different places in the world. Step out of your comfort zone, step out of your neighborhood, go somewhere. You know, again, even if it's just up the street to another state, you know, slowly but surely, you know, as you travel to different places, then you'll get the courage to do more traveling, going even further. So we're excited to know if you've been to Africa before. Let us know in the comments, you know, what country you've been to, what your experience was there. We need all the tips that we can get while we're moving around in Ghana specifically. But we'd love to get the feedback. So
thank you.
On that note, we'll close in some prayer.
That's right.
And get on out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we are so thankful for another episode of Conversations Before Bed. We're thankful for the life that you have given us. We thank you for the lives of those that are watching. Father God, we ask that you will continue to be with this country, heal this nation, Father God. Be with this nation. Whoever is in the office, Father God, you are still on the throne. So it makes no difference anyway. Remind us to continue to walk according to the purpose and the plan that you have for our lives. Continue to reveal it to us in the perfect time that you have placed already. And we thank you for journey mercies.
Yes, Lord.
We thank you for safe travels. And we thank you for your hedge of protection that's going to be over us while we are in Ghana.
Yes.
We thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. Appreciate you rocking with us. Peace. Don't forget my kids.
I ain't gonna forget. I love you.
All right, love you. Peace, guys.
Please subscribe to the family.